All right, folks, welcome to the ultimate comparison video between the Street Triple and all of its competitors. If you guys have been tuning in here on the channel, you know that this Street Triple 765 RS from Triumph is our newest giveaway motorcycle. And what I like to do with their giveaway bikes is do these comparison videos. I like to cover these bikes as much as I possibly can, give you the ins and outs on these machines before we ultimately give it away to one of the lucky fans in the channel right now. If you want your chances to win this motorcycle, head over to GamingNoob.co and become a member. That's your best chance to win. You'll stack up your entries, you'll be able to access our Discord server, get exclusive content and behind the scenes looks at everything we're doing, participate in the live streams, and get discounts on our store. Without further ado, let's cover how we're going to compare this motorcycle against all the competitors and then determine which one is best. Okay, so our dimensions for comparison for today are engine size, power, price, features, and basically if it's a better or worse and my 2 cents on the motorcycle we're comparing it against. Starting off with the Street Triple here, it's a 765cc 3-cylinder engine. It makes 128 horsepower and 59 foot-pounds of torque. It actually is the most horsepower in this middleweight category. Keep that in mind. It costs $12,795 as sits at the door. It's probably closer to like $14,500, something like that, depending on where you live. You can also get this motorcycle in the much simpler R trim. We do not recommend you get that here on Yami Noob because this bike does come with just really nice features and is worth that extra money in our opinion. It's got more horsepower, better suspension, better color options, better TFT. It's just overall a better package, so we're not going to compare base models in any of the other bikes you're looking at. It has some form of electronics. It's not super advanced. It has a 6-axis IMU, but it's not as configurable as some of the other bikes in the category. It's got Brembo brakes. It has a nice master cylinder. It's got super sport DNA, and overall, it's a very well-executed package because of how long Triumph has been making this model. It debuted in 2006, and so that's almost a 20-year run making and refining this machine. It has this classic bug-eye look to it, which is really distinctive and characteristic, and overall, I do think it's one of the best middleweight bikes in the category. But we have to talk about the absolute #1 competitor to this bike. It's the new MT-09 SP. Now, you guys will recall, I had a 2023 MT-09 SP here at the Yami Noob shop for a brief period. We did it as a giveaway bike. It was not the super updated 2024 model, but I already had a lot of great things to say about that bike. You guys know it's one of my standout bikes I've ever ridden, and I think for a street motorcycle, it is almost unbeatable. So for 2024, it did receive quite a few updates, making it even more competitive. Let's talk those through. So the MT-09 SP comes with the 890cc triple. That's the bump up from the 847 they did a few years ago. It now meets Euro 5+ emissions compliance. It is a little bit bigger in displacement than the Street Triple RS, but it's the same number of cylinders, 3-cylinder. Makes 115 horsepower at 69 foot-pounds of torque. It has less peak power than the Street Triple, but is a little bit more torquey down low. Honestly, the Street Triple punches pretty darn hard. It's not that noticeable in my opinion. The SP costs $12,499, which is $300 less than the Street Triple, and that's kind of negligible in my opinion. So for 2024, they updated the geometry a little bit in the rider ergonomics. It's a teensy bit more aggressive. It features an Olin shock out back, fully adjustable KYB suspension up front with high and low speed compression. It's a really pulled together package with a great looking TFT display, cruise control, which this bike does not have, way more adjustability in terms of the rider modes, and overall, it's an extremely well executed motorcycle. And it should go without saying that it's virtually indestructible and the service intervals are incredible. Valves are every 26,600 miles on the MT-09. That is nothing to scoff at. So comparing a Street Triple RS to a new MT-09 SP, it's really hard to say that the Street Triple is a better motorcycle. The MT-09 SP is just virtually unbeatable in this category. You're getting pretty much the same handling, pretty much the same electronic suite, but you get cruise control, you get Japanese build quality and reliability. And for my money, because it's just $300 less, I would probably get an MT-09 SP over a Street Triple. But, and this is a small but, not a big but, this bike is super sport derived. It is so sublime to ride on track. It features some really cool loud colorways you can't get on the MT-09 SP, and it has a different kind of je ne sais quoi about it. If you're looking at MT-09 SP versus Street Triple, you will be happy with either motorcycle, but I think you should get the one that speaks to your heart and maybe not your wallet so much because they're functionally priced the same. So again, for my money, I'd probably end up with an MT-09 SP just because I love the Japanese build quality and reliability. But if it's worth anything, I've owned 4 different Daytonas, so maybe I don't think with my wallet so much as I do with my heart when it comes to motorcycling, which maybe that's the takeaway for this video. All right, let's talk the next obvious competitor. It's the Duke 990. So that motorcycle features a 947cc parallel twin. It's bigger than the Street Triple by a lot, but it's down 1 cylinder. It makes 123 horsepower, that's 5 peak horsepower less than the Street Triple, but it makes 73 foot-pounds of torque, which is way more torque. And it's a bigger engine, it's fewer cylinders. I'm sure it feels peppy and hard and pokey. I've actually not gotten the chance to ride a Duke 990 just yet, so a lot of this is a little speculation on my part. It costs $12,500, which is $299 less than the Street Triple. But the Duke 990 does have a bunch of silly KTM subscription feature stuff. Tech packages and quick shifter options. You can spec up a Duke 990 to well over $15,000 if you're dumb enough at the showroom floor. You pretty much can buy performance packs for this model, but it stays in demo mode when you get it, which is kind of lame. I mean, for the first 1,000 miles or so, you get all the features and then it basically deactivates. Again, this is why KTM's having financial problems, because literally nobody asked for this. And look, again, the company is in shambles. There's camshaft issues on the 890s and probably the 990 platforms. I wouldn't trust a KTM with my money, my life, or anything else. But I'm sure it's super fun to ride. I've never ridden a 990. I've ridden many other KTM products, and when they work, which is seldom, they are very, very fun and great motorcycles. But again, they don't work that often. And when you're comparing it to a Triumph, and the Triumph looks like a pinnacle of reliability versus a KTM, you know you done goofed. So yeah, in my opinion, it basically nixes the competition there. I would not get a Duke 990 over a Street Triple, point blank. Okay, the next motorcycle is the new kid on the block, newly updated for 2025 going into this next year. It's the Ducati Streetfighter V2. Now, previously the V2 wasn't really a competitor to the Street Triple, but for 2025, they reduced the price, they reduced the power, and they made it more of this accessible, approachable middleweight motorcycle. And honestly, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen to the Ducati Monster. Has anybody thought about that? It's now bigger in displacement and more expensive than a Streetfighter V2. I don't know what's happening with Ducati's lineup, but today we're comparing it against the Street Triple. The new Ducati features an 890cc V-twin. It's the only V-twin in the category. It's bigger in displacement than this motorcycle, but down 1 cylinder. It makes 120 horsepower, which is 8 horsepower less than the Street Triple, and 69 foot-pounds of torque. 10 foot-pounds of torque more than the Street Triple. With a larger engine and 1 less cylinder, it's gonna hit with that nice hit of torque down low. Ducati V-twins are nice and grumbly. It's probably gonna feel really nice. One of the standout features of the new V2 is the fact that it is so lightweight. The new Streetfighter V2 is either a little bit under 400 pounds ready to ride or a little bit above. It's $14,995 for the base, and it's $17,995 for an S trim. And you'll say, well, yeah, that's a hell of a lot more money than the Street Triple. And yes, it's a Ducati. You will have to pay to play. It is going to be a little bit more expensive. And honestly, I think this motorcycle, despite having a premium of about $2,000 in base trim over the Street Triple, actually offers quite a bit. You know, it features a great torque-rich engine, has Ducati flavor and charm to it, excellent electronics. If you haven't ridden any of the new Ducati products, they are so good. It's insane how good the new Ducati stuff is. And the best part is this new 890cc motor does not have Desmo valves, so it will be more reliable. Does that mean it's less of a Ducati? Kinda, you know, it's losing some of that flavor and charm. Every generation of Ducati keeps getting more and more whittled down. But, you know, I think it's still pretty cool. It's red, it's flashy, it's fun. I would probably still get a Street Triple over a V2, but maybe I rode a V2 and I really liked it. Who knows? I did ride a Streetfighter V4S. I've owned a Panigale V2. Well, I've owned the Streetfighter V4S as well. I had a V4R. I've owned lots of really flashy, fun Ducatis that I gave away here on the channel, and they've all been spectacular. But maintenance is going to be more expensive, initial purchase price is going to be more expensive, and everything will be a teensy bit more difficult with the Ducati. So that's something you really got to think about before you're about that life. The Triumph strikes a nice balance, in my opinion, of being a European motorcycle. I guess the UK is technically not part of Europe after Brexit. Politics aside, it is a offshore motorcycle, a non-domestic motorcycle. It's a very interesting motorcycle. It's not Italian is basically what I'm saying, but it strikes a balance between Japanese and super exotic motorcycles. It kind of blends the path between the two of them. All right, last on the list is perhaps a motorcycle you're considering if you are very cost conscious, is the Kawasaki Z900SE. So this motorcycle features the biggest engine we have here in the comparison, one of the most horsepower and the most cylinders as well. The Z900 has a 948cc inline 4, so it's bigger and has one more cylinder, makes 125 horsepower, so it's 3 horsepower down from the Street Triple. You're not gonna feel that difference. It's gonna feel very strong and stout. 73 foot-pounds of torque out of this big old 4-cylinder engine. It's a nice big bump in torque over this motorcycle, and it's $11,399, so it's $1,000 cheaper than the Street Triple. And it features an Olin shock, a pretty basic traction control system, a nice TFT screen. I actually really like Kawasaki's way of doing things. But the biggest issue this motorcycle has is its weight and its overall highly road-oriented flavor. Again, this motorcycle is based on a super sport machine. It's lightweight, it's agile, it's fun, it's peppy, it's pokey, it's really wants to dive over on the side of the tire. The Z900 is kind of like just like a big, soft couch kind of bike. It is not angular, it's not pokey, it's not aggressive, it's not agile, it's not athletic. I would describe this motorcycle, the Street Triple, as an athletic motorcycle. The Z900 is a bit fat. It weighs about 60 pounds more than the Street Triple, and you're really gonna feel that difference. Considering the fact as well that it's a 4-cylinder engine, the crank is a lot bigger, it just feels like it resists turning a lot more. It's not a particularly fun motorcycle to ride, and it certainly is not going to be very track oriented either if that's something you're looking at as well. I think for the slight increase in price, the Street Triple is more than worth the money over a Z900. I would personally not consider a Z900SE over a Street Triple if it were my money. So of the bikes we looked at, I think the MT-09 SP is certainly still the king of the category. It's just ridiculously good. This is a very close second. I would take a nice hard look at that Ducati Streetfighter V2 as well. And then I would probably disregard the Z900SE and certainly the KTM 990 for reliability and just overall KTM silliness. I hope you enjoyed today's comparison video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Would you pick any of the motorcycles I mentioned over the Street Triple? And of course, remember, this motorcycle is a giveaway bike on yammynoob.co. You're not gonna wanna miss it, so head over to the website and get your chances locked and loaded to win this machine. 2025 is gonna be an amazing year. I'll see you guys there. Thanks so much for checking it out. We'll catch you in the next one. All right, everybody, our time is up here on this video. I hope you had fun. If you wanna keep the fun going, become a member on yammynoob.co. You can join the Discord server, ask me questions, hang out with me, submit stuff for the live stream, and best of all, get entered to win our amazing giveaway bikes. This Triumph Street Triple 765 is our newest giveaway bike. Make sure you get entered to win, because do you want to miss this? I wouldn't want to miss. I want to keep this bike, honestly, but I can't. I have to give it away to somebody, so why not make it you?